Carl Franklin has been directing since 1986. With his debut short feature Punk, he already has one title in the collection, and that of course came out last year, Devil in a Blue Dress, from 1995. Already his second title is set to join the collection, and that's One False Move from 1992. One False Move sees him in fine directorial form, with the story of three criminals, Ray, Pluto and Fantasia, Ray's girlfriend. They commit 6 brutal murders over the course of just one night in Los Angeles, as they seek a cache of money and cocaine. The trio leave for Houston, Texas to sell their stash to a friend of Pluto's. The LAPD detectives Cole and McFeely are investigating the case though, and after getting a few leads they discover that the three are possibly heading for Star City, Arkansas. The LAPD contacts the Star City police chief Dale Hurricane Dixon, who is excited about the case as it gives him an opportunity to do some real police work, as he says. He is well known throughout the small county, chatting with locals while on patrol. The detectives fly to Star City and meet Dixon. He attempts to ingratiate himself with the detectives whom he reveres while they pretend to respect him. Now, sounds like a simple plot, but the story is fueled by excellent performances in the 3 main roles, from Billy Bob Thornton, Bill Paxton and Cinda Williams. Now, Billy Bob Thornton also co-wrote the screenplay for the film. The production was deemed to be low budget by studio standards and was only going to be released on home video, but when it became popular through word of mouth, the distributor was convinced to give it a theatrical release instead. Now, One False Move is a crime movie that lifts you up and carries you along in an ominously rising tide of tension, building to an emotional payoff of amazing power. On the very short list of great movies about violent criminals, it certainly deserves a place of honour, besides such films as In Cold Blood, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, Badlands and At Close Range. Now, it's rarer still to find a story that subtly and insidiously gets us involved in it, much more deeply than at first we realise, until at the end we're torn by what happens and by what has to happen. Now, the movie was co-written, as I said, by Billy Bob Thornton and Tom Epperson, and consists of 2 storylines intersecting, one with Dale Hurricane Dixon, police chief played by Bill Paxton, taking on the case in Star City, Arkansas, and the other with the serial killers travelling towards the same town, Fantasia's hometown, with intent on causing havoc there. Franklin deftly intercuts the scenes in a way that makes it increasingly important to us what will happen when the fugitives arrive in the town, and it isn't the usual formula of the cops and the criminals drawing closer, but a more subtle approach in which secrets about the past gradually unfold, inevitably raising the overall stakes. Carl Franklin's career in his early years was mostly as an actor, and he didn't start directing until 1986. He started with low-budget exploitation films before attending the American Film Institute and being inspired to make One False Move, which was his first substantial film project. It's a powerful start as well, with an extraordinary screenplay and performances finding the right tones and mood for every scene, and a director who realises it's not just about the plot, it's the people we care about as well. Now, the full cast of One False Move consists of Bill Paxton as Dale Hurricane Dixon, Cinda Williams as Fantasia Lila, Billy Bob Thornton as Ray Malcolm, Michael Beach as Pluto, Earl Billings as McFeely, and Jim Meltzer as Dud Cole. One False Move is a welcome addition to the Criterion collection in July, and it comes to us as a 4K UHD presentation, with the main feature of course on the 4K UHD disc and the second Blu-ray with the film itself and the following special features. An audio commentary from 1999 featuring director Carl Franklin. New conversation between Franklin and the co-writer actor Billy Bob Thornton. A trailer and a essay by author William Boyle. Not very many features on there, unfortunately. New cover art is by Vlad Rodriguez. And in the United States and Canada, One False Move grossed $1.5 million at the box office against a budget of $2.5 million. The way these desperate lives converge becomes a masterclass in slow burn tension, thanks to the nuanced direction of Carl Franklin, whose haunting film travels a crooked road across America's most fraught divisions, urban and rural, black and white, while imbuing noir conventions with a wrenching emotional depth. One False Move has a running time of 105 minutes and comes in widescreen aspect ratio, and it releases on 4K UHD Blu-ray. From me, it's goodbye, and above all, good Criterion viewing.